and girls, as you know, we are learning to say the 3 times table, and we're learning about the patterns within this table and how we can build it up. Now, today we are going to be focusing on arrays. Now, I know that a lot of us have looked at arrays before, but it's always good to revise them, especially when we learn a new table. So, for today, I'm going to be writing some multiplication calculations and showing you how an array can help you to solve them. So the first calculation is going to be 3 times 4. Now, I know some of you boys and girls are sitting at home and you're thinking, Mrs. Chand, I know the answer to that, but boys and girls, I want to make sure that you can use the arrays strategy to help you. So for this first question, I'm going to model this, then I'm going to want you to have a go at doing some of these questions yourself. So 3 times 4, how am I going to do this? Well, I could do it in 2 ways, boys and girls. The first way I'm going to do it is to have 3 rows of 4. So I've got 1 row of 4, 2 rows of 4, 3 rows of 4, and I can count each row. So here's 4, 8, 12. And that was super easy for me because I already know my 4 times table. Now, there's another way that I could do this, boys and girls. I could also have 4 rows of 3. So I'm just going to circle this one so we remember that that's the first example. This time we're going to have 4 rows of 3. Dropping my pen. So we've got our first row of 3, second row of 3. The boys and girls in my class will know that I drop my pens all the time, boys and girls. Our third row of 3 and our fourth row of 3. So let's count and see how many dots are in this array. So I've got 3, 6. Now you can stop and count in every individual dot if you'd like to. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's a really good strategy, boys and girls, if you're not quite as confident yet with your tables. So here my answer is 12 and here my answer is 12. So I've drawn this in 2 ways because multiplication is commutative. Okay, so I've proven it in 2 different ways. So let me rub this one out. And this time, I want you to have a go, boys and girls, at solving a multiplication question using an array. So if you've not already, go and get a piece of paper and a pencil and a pen, sit down and see if you can give this a go. You might even want to pause the video. So this time my question is 3 times 6. So, boys and girls, pause the video and see if you can draw at least one way of showing this. And for a challenge, you could do 2 ways of showing this. Okay? I'm going to now have a go and see if I can work this out using an array. So I'm going to start off with 3 rows of 6. So there's my first row of 6, second row of 6, third row of 6. So I've got 6. I don't need to count that first row because I already know that that's 6. Then I can count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I've got 18. Now, boys and girls, you might have done this in a different way. You might have shown 6 rows of 3. So I'll show you that way as well. I'm just going to circle that so I remember that that was my first array. So I'm going to have 1 row of 3, 2 rows of 3, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows. This time I'm going to count in 3s. So I know I've got 3, I don't need to count that first row. I know that double 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there I've got 2 different arrays that show that the answer is 18. I wonder if you got the same, boys and girls? Now if you're not sure, don't worry, because we're going to do a couple of more examples. The next one is going to be 3 times 8, boys and girls. Now some of you might be super clever and be thinking, Mrs. Chand, that's just 3 more than the last question, I know that. Well done, boys and girls, if you figured that out, but let's still have a go then at drawing the array. Okay, so you might want to pause the video to do that, and I'm now going to show you how I would work that out. So I'm going to have 3 rows of 8. So there's my first row of 8, my second row of 8, there's my third row of 8. So I know that this first row is 8. So I'm going to count on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And as I said, boys and girls, you can draw arrays in 2 different ways. So I've done the first way. I think my answer is 24, but I'm just going to do it in the second way to make sure, because it is commutative. So I'm going to do this time 8 rows of 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I'm going to count up in 3s. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there I have 2 different arrays that show me that the answer is 24, so I'm feeling confident that that's the answer. Right, boys and girls, we're going to do one more question. And again, I want you to work it out using arrays. And this time we're going to have 3 times 12, boys and girls. I wonder, that will wonky too, if you can work out 3 times 12 using an array. Remember to pause the video and give it a go. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 rows of 12 or 12 rows of 3. Okay, so let me do 3 rows of, I shall do 12 rows of 3 because I find it easier to count in 3s. So there's 2 rows, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, that is a lot of rows. Now, boys and girls, I almost don't need to count every row, and I'll tell you why. Because I know that 3 times 10 is 30. So I'm just going to circle 10 of these groups of 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know that that is going to make 30. And if you're sitting there thinking, Mrs. Chand, I do not believe you, let me double check. I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. I told you so, boys and girls. I found a little wee trick. And then I've got this last bit here. And I've got 3, 6. So I've got 30 and 6. So what is 30 and 6? I wonder if you know the answer. It's 36. Alright, boys and girls. So we can use arrays to help us. I hope that that has helped you, boys and girls, think of just one strategy. Please use this in your task today and throughout the week, and you can use this for any times table problem that you're not confident with. Okay, so good luck with your task today, boys and girls. Bye.